Hello, NATO. Please come to Twitch. We need a defensive action here. Can you come, please?
Well, NATO is already here.
I mean, oh no, you knocked me through the door.
In the Cold War era, one of the main things that the Soviet Union was doing was creating disinformation about NATO, and that disinformation has not changed. Maybe the tools that they have now are changing. They have like online, internet, more sophisticated artificial intelligence, all of that. But the core of the disinformation and the propaganda against NATO is something that has been there for a long time. So yeah, it's definitely something that we are very, very focused on.
That was quick.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
poor Misha.
Where did you find her?
In the main room, but I didn't see anyone killing her.
Okay, but maybe you did it.
Maybe.
that is not the greatest line of defense that I heard.
I want to say I was in the main room, and I didn't do it because I was the imposter in the previous game, not in this one. So I think Paula killed her. And now
I think
Paul's
you don't
shooting
know
me.
me, but my face is, I don't have a poker face, so you would have seen in the in the stream very clearly if I would have killed her.
I
Why
got
are you
the
laughing
feet,
so
so I'll
much,
look
though?
at you.
That's all I
Yeah,
need to
she's
hear.
happy.
You're
She's
laughing.
very
Is this
happy.
funny to you?
Definitely,
Paula,
guys,
for
it
you.
wasn't me. It wasn't me. No, not for real. It wasn't me. Of course it wasn't. I said it.
And tell me how we as alliance and we as a common people can like do any countermeasures?
Not believing people just because they say so, just like we were seeing that in the game. Someone said, when I say it's not me, no, you're laughing, it's you. So this is a bit how this information works, right? Someone said something randomly, and usually the person that is creating this information doesn't want you to believe that it was me in the case of the game, right? They just want to confuse you and like saw this like question mark, maybe I should believe this, maybe this is not credible. So it's this whole thing about creating this mistrust. So as citizens, the most important I think is to be informed, to check your sources, and try not to trust random information just because you saw it online.
Like, you see something online and then you'll see it spreading like wildfire, and people will just kind of read the headline and they'll get emotional about it and they'll spread it around, but little did they know it actually wasn't true if they just did their own research.
Exactly, and you said something very important is the emotions. A lot of times we tend to
Yes.
create what we want to believe, right? Like if it's aligned with your political beliefs or with who you are or where you are from, or if it's a person that is from your same country or your same village or your same community, you tend to believe those kind of things. So I think our own bias plays an important role in this information. And usually when we are talking about disinformation, NATO is not concerned about random disinformation. It's concerned about disinformation that comes from hostile actors. When I was talking before about Russia, for example, their aim is actually to create this dissent in our societies, right? And to increase the polarization that we already have in topics, undermine our democracy, and undermine our rule of law.
It's not always a big manipulative campaign that's designed with this whole idea in mind. Sometimes it's just, oh, I see this thing that's spreading and I'm going to take advantage of it. Like, oh, Paula laughed about the murders, so let's accuse her, And at me as the imposter at the time, I knew that was false, but I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm just going to sow doubt and make people not know what reality is.
It was creating a meme out of a situation. Like, someone will make a meme, and sometimes it could be something that's like very kind of like a political hot topic, and I'll see that spreading around online, and I can easily see that as like someone is just taking advantage of the situation because people will get a quick laugh out of it.
People just don't even check the context or do anything. They're just copying what is clickable and let's just share it and that's all.
Before sharing something, think twice. But Now I can say I lost my train of thought because someone killed me in the middle of my,
Oh
of my
no.
explanation.
Guys,
You didn't
Red-
want to listen to Paula? How could you do this?
Someone was very
How can
bored
you-
about, so I'm gonna
Paula.
shut up right now.
Okay, but as you said it, maybe it's better to ignore it?
I would say it's not ignoring it, it's refusing to engage with it, you know? We have this whole information environment assessment, so we know what people are talking about. We can see what these hostile narratives or hostile information activities are, but then we choose very selectively when we respond to them, and we have different ways of responding to them in terms of how serious they are. NATO's mission during the Cold War was pretty evident. It was unidirectional defense against one really big, obvious threat. And it's even more relevant today because there's threats from every direction. There's threats in all different sorts of ways.